Welcome back to our channel where we learn and reflect on compelling stories. The Rosenberg Spy Case remains one of the most infamous espionage scandals in American history. A tale marked by intrigue, betrayal, and the overarching fear of communism that characterized the Cold War era. The central figures in this story, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, were at the heart of a conspiracy that would ultimately lead to their execution and spark a debate that lingers to this day. Our story begins in the 1930s, a time when the world was rapidly changing. The Great Depression had left deep scars in American society, and ideologies like communism began to appeal to many who sought an alternative to capitalism's perceived failures. Among those drawn to the Communist Party USA were Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, a young couple from New York City. Julius was an electrical engineer, and Ethel, a former aspiring actress, worked as a secretary. As the world plunged into World War II, the Soviet Union and the United States found themselves as uneasy allies against the Axis powers. It was during this time that the seeds of the Rosenberg case were planted. Julius, who had joined the Army Signal Corps, was recruited by Soviet intelligence. The Soviets were keenly interested in American military technology, especially the secrets of the atomic bomb, which the United States was developing under the highly secretive Manhattan Project. Julius Rosenberg, utilizing his position and technical knowledge, began to pass classified information to the Soviets. His espionage activities expanded to include a network of spies, including his brother-in-law David Greenglass, who worked as a machinist at the Los Alamos laboratory, one of the core sites of the Manhattan Project. The information Greenglass provided was significant. He handed over detailed sketches and descriptions of the bomb's design, which were then passed to the Soviet Union. This data was crucial in helping the Soviets accelerate their own atomic bomb program, culminating in their successful test of an atomic bomb in 1949, much earlier than Western experts had anticipated. In 1950, the FBI arrested Klaus Fuchs, a German-born physicist who worked on the Manhattan Project and had been passing information to the Soviets. Fuchs' confession led to the arrest of Harry Gold, a courier for Soviet intelligence. Under interrogation, Gold implicated David Greenglass, who in turn named Julius and Ethel Rosenberg as key figures in the spy ring. The arrest of the Rosenbergs in 1950 sent shockwaves through the United States. The Cold War was in full swing, and the fear of communism was pervasive. Anti-communist sentiment was fueled by the ongoing Korean War and the revelations of Soviet espionage. The trial of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg began in March 1951, amidst a highly charged atmosphere of fear and suspicion. The prosecution's case relied heavily on the testimony of David Greenglass, who had turned state's witness to avoid a harsh sentence for himself and his wife Ruth. Greenglass testified that he had passed atomic secrets to Julius, who had then conveyed them to the Soviets. He also implicated Ethel, alleging that she had typed up the notes containing the classified information. The defense argued that the evidence was largely circumstantial, and that Greenglass, under pressure to save himself, had fabricated parts of his testimony. They maintained that Julius and Ethel were innocent victims of a witch hunt driven by the anti-communist hysteria of the era. However, the jury was not convinced, and on March 29, 1951, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were found guilty of conspiracy to commit espionage. The judge, Irving Kaufman, imposed the death penalty, declaring that the Rosenbergs' actions had altered the course of history to the disadvantage of our country. He held them responsible not only for espionage, but also for the deaths that might occur as a result of the Korean War, which he believed was exacerbated by the Soviets' acquisition of atomic secrets. On June 19, 1953, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed in the electric chair at Sing Sing prison. Ethel's execution was notably problematic. It took multiple jolts of electricity to end her life, which further fueled the controversy and horror surrounding the case. The execution of the Rosenbergs did not quell the debate over their guilt and the fairness of their trial. In the years that followed, new evidence and analysis continued to emerge. The release of Soviet cables decrypted under the Venona project provided strong evidence that Julius had indeed been involved in espionage. However, the extent of Ethel's involvement remained more ambiguous. Some historians argued that she was aware of Julius's activities but not actively involved, while others believed she played a more significant role. The legacy of the Rosenberg case is complex. It highlights the intense fear and paranoia that characterized the early Cold War period, as well as the lengths to which governments would go to protect national security. The case also raises questions about the fairness of the American justice system during times of crisis and the potential for miscarriages of justice when due process is overshadowed by political considerations. Today, the Rosenbergs are often seen as tragic figures caught in the web of Cold War politics. Their story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of ideological extremism and the human cost of espionage. While Julius's guilt is largely accepted, Ethel's role remains a subject of debate, symbolizing the broader tensions and uncertainties of an era defined by suspicion and fear. In the end, the Rosenberg Spy Case stands as a poignant reminder of the complexities and moral ambiguities that often accompany the pursuit of national security. It is a story of loyalty and betrayal, of love and sacrifice, and of the enduring impact of history on the lives of individuals and nations. As we look back on this chapter of the Cold War, we are reminded of the fragile balance between justice and vengeance and the enduring quest for truth in the face of uncertainty. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay tuned for more gripping tales from the world of espionage and intelligence. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.